Hello and welcome to Balderdash Academy. I'm your headmaster, Bob LeBlanc. Joining me, as always, is the head of English Language Arts, Molly McGill.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you're doing lovely.
Substitute teacher for Home Ec and Wellness, CarlaRose Dubois.
Hi, everybody. How y'all doing?
Coach of the Balderdash Academy Dashers, Steve Corning.
Let's go Dashers.
And our reigning champion, head of guidance, Nate Greene.
Hello, hello.
Our visiting professor today is Amy VonMacek, manager of business affairs at the Dramatists Guild of America, events and podcast producer of the Dramatist Presents Talkback, which is on the Broadway Podcast Network, link in the description, avid knitter, and a novice ukulele player. Amy, welcome to Balderdash Academy. It's great to have you on.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. Hello, everyone.
So, Amy, as manager of business affairs for the Dramatists Guild, you must have your fingers in the pulse of theater, or at least adjacent to the heartbeat.
Gross, but yeah.
That's true.
Wait, where are my fingers again exactly?
HR won't allow me to say.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. I mean, my fingers, toes, anything else. I've been in theater in New York City for probably about 15 years. And then I've been at the Dramatists Guild, which, if people aren't aware, is the organization for theater writers, where we support them by giving them contract advice, and we give them resources to learn how to be a writer in the theater. I hope everyone's still awake. But yeah, it's I started out as their receptionist, and I've moved my way up in the business affairs department. I could talk about copyright all day, intellectual property. I mean, let's go. You want to have a conversation about the 4 factors of fair use? I'm your.
Now, is this what you went to school for? Did you stumble into it? What's the background there?
Nate, would you like to answer that question?
Yeah, the answer is yes.
So a combination of the two, right?
Yeah. So Nate and I have actually known each other for some years. I went to school for theater and actually work in theater. So how weird is that?
It's rare.
Yeah. We had a conversation with, I don't know, a visiting professor or something, and they were like, look to the person to the right of you, look to the person to the left of you. None of you are going to be working in theater in 20 years. So,
You showed him.
I showed him. I don't know. I don't remember who it was.
So you were like, challenge accepted, right?
So the best friends that you were sitting next to, you made them not work in theater.
True story.
Because since you got to be in theater, people next to you, they're
Oh, wow.
Tough
I
luck.
would hate to be those people sitting next to her.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
yeah.
I mean, not everybody can. I went to college for graphic design, and I ended up starting a fake comedy school. So Steve didn't. He did it with me, so he's the smarter of the two. So you're in New York. You must get pretty stressed without everything that's going on right now.
Sure.
You took up knitting. Now, did you take up knitting to learn to relax? Was it a hobby that you've always done?
So I was an actor for about 10 and a half seconds and decided I'll let the talented people do that. And then I became a stage manager and realized that there was a lot of time backstage where I was doing nothing. So I took it up as something to do. And now it's an addiction. And now there's a support group. It's real. I have my own room dedicated to the craft. It's pretty terrible. So yeah.
What is the most interesting thing you have knitted?
Oh God. Ooh. interesting thing I've knitted. That's Well, I just finished a couple of sweaters, so that was pretty big. So that was cool. I don't know. I'm just constantly, especially when, because I'm in the Bronx, and my job is down in Midtown, Times Square of all places. Dear God. So on my subway ride down, I'm just knitting on the train. Give me, take my mind away from it, and weapons. Right there.
I found a knitted Tommy gun to be very effective in a fight.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah,
It does.
Kind
But
of
then your
flimsy.
best defense unravels, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Now, have you found that to be an issue, though? Do you travel with your knitting needles? I mean,
I do.
I can.
Yeah,
Is that an issue on the
there's
plane?
so many forums on this about whether or not you can travel with them. So I
Whoa.
just travel with the cheap stuff. I don't bring the expensive
The cheap stuff.
The rubber needles.
The rubber needle. Yeah.
Yes, I approve, of course.
No, they're knitting needles. They're not what you think it is.
Right.
Well, you're talking about it's addictive. It has needles. It's-
Well, what can I tell my husband, we actually, he is also, we're very crafty. We have our very own specific hobbies. He's very much into making miniatures and playing games and painting. I'm very much into knitting and yarn and crafting. And we sort of have made a silent deal that neither one of us are going to say how much we've spent on our craft, because if one
That's
person
awesome.
asks the question, the other person can no longer spend money on their craft. So as long as the bills are paid, we don't ask the question.
Have you ever
That's fair.
knitted a sweater for a miniature?
They're so, I haven't, but I have knitted a bunch of like dice bags and like things. Like he gets really into it. He's very supportive. As a matter of fact, I got him into crocheting. So there'll be nights where we're both sitting on the couch. I'll be knitting. He'll be crocheting. It's everyone's dream. Let me tell you.
That's awesome.
So, an adjacent way to combine your hobbies, remember that most chainmail in film and the theater was knit.
That is true.
Fun fact.
So I have one other thing I wanted to talk about. I love music. I love the Beatles, and my favorite Beatle in particular is George Harrison. And George Harrison had a hobby of passing out his favorite instrument. He'd have a truckload of them, right? And that instrument was the ukulele.
Oh no.
And I heard
What is
through
Molly doing?
the
Time out.
grapevine and your
Miming
bio.
Harrison.
Oh no. Okay.
You're
so I
miming
heard-
George Harrison delivering
That
ukuleles to people in the
You
streets.
are a novice ukulele player.
I am a novice. Okay, so as we all know, I've been in quarantine, and so I was looking for like the most like white girl thing I could do besides a sourdough starter. And I was like,
That's
oh
so
look,
true.
the ukulele. No, I took it up. Right. I've got my Dalgona whipped coffee, right over here, and
That was a nice
no,
Instagram picture of it, by the way.
There is an Instagram picture of it. I can link to it. Oh yeah, well yeah, it didn't exist if it's not on Instagram. I mean, come on.
So-
Yeah,
Did you pick it up just for the quarantine, or were you noodling around with it before?
as a matter of fact, well, this is my very first instrument. I've never played anything before, but I've been really interested in it. As a matter of fact, we had my husband and I got married a couple of years ago, and we had a performer perform the song "Lava" from that Disney short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the top of what film was that? At the top of-
Oh God,
It wasn't Moana, was it?
Inside
That
Out.
would be
Inside Out. Exactly. Nice work, Amy.
Oh,
10
please.
points for Amy.
Oh, you're nice.
What was that word of the day again?
Amy's on the board.
Brown nose.
Whoa, I have the power to award points? This is awesome.
No, so we had that song performed at our wedding, and our 2-year anniversary was coming up. So I was like, I have no money, but you know what I do have? Extra Amazon credit, and and the power and lots of time.
Yeah.
So I learned lava on the ukulele.
So, Amy, when you play the ukulele, do you use your knitting needles as like a pick?
And that would be so dangerous.
Well,
Where's Marie? Is she on her way?
I was surprised.
I'm going to take off my home ec apron.
CarlaRose is gonna come through the screen.
Children.
I was going to say, I'm surprised with the drum.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. I have no rhythm. So it's learning a musical instrument has been real interesting. So I was like, oh, right. Got it. Okay. Thankfully, the song was created so children could learn it. So it was pretty easy for me. It wasn't too bad for me to pick up. And I just really enjoy it. It helps melt some of the stress away. I've learned a couple of other new songs. So I'm learning Blister in the Sun right now by Violent Femmes. So
Nice.
yeah,
Awesome.
it's going to be, please. I'm going to start my own YouTube channel. It's going to be ridiculous.
Nice.
Amy, what
Another 10 points.
What you should learn is the Sweater Song by Weezer. And then
I
saying
want to,
full circle.
I tried.
Yes.
It's in the queue. I'm not quite there yet. I don't know how to do like the finger, like hold my hand over more than one chord.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Very difficult. Didn't know that you had to tune a ukulele, in the beginning. That was something I learned. I did learn, however, nobody wants to hear you play it. They're like, oh, yeah, that's great. Oh, good.
Oh.
No, I gotta go. No, it's good. I want no, for your husband, Brett. Oh, that's gross.
Nobody wants to hear anybody play it, but then Izzy K's Somewhere Over the Rainbow Wonderful World charted.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
So
Well, it's that.
That's street cred now.
I think that and the accordion. Like, if you can play it well, you can win people over.
Yep.
yeah.
Weird Al. I mean,
like
really.
Weird Al, and
Yeah.
that's it.
That's it.
Like,
Yeah.
it's only Weird Al.
Yeah.
How about a slide whistle? Could you win someone over with a slide whistle?
Only
Well,
you.
yeah, it's
Coach.
clown punk, right?
Find out who gives a fig about red pandas and Freebird, all in the next episode of Balderdash Academy with visiting professor Amy VonMacek.
Thank you for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. You can find us on your favorite podcast service as Balderdash Academy. Go Dashers!